How you guys doing? It's Mike the Star Turtle. This is my review for Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 3, Oathbreaker. Another really good episode. So yeah, let's start right off the bat. Jon Snow lives. And predictably, the last thing he remembers is being stabbed to death by Ollie and Alistair and a bunch of other guys. And then blackness. Just plain blackness. Melisandre asks what he saw, and he just says nothing. But apparently her faith has been rekindled because she's like, yeah, the Lord of the Light brought you back. I think you might be the Prince of Fire, Azor Ahai, whatever it is. Not Stannis. And, of course, Jon's kind of devastated. Like, I tried to do the right thing, and they fucking murdered me for it. And I'm like, yeah, welcome to Westeros. But it was good to see him hug Tormund, of all people. Like, I guess they've kind of developed, after everything they've been through at Hardhome, they've developed at least somewhat of a bond. And with Ed, his last remaining friend, aside from Sam. Like from his last remaining Night's Watchman friend, at least. And both of them had some funny little lines coming to terms with the fact that he's been resurrected from the dead. It's weird trying to get used to his new haircut. That's definitely gonna take me a few episodes to recover. Just whenever that happens, it's always weird. But of course, he had to kill the mutineers, at least the ringleaders of the mutineers. He didn't kill all of them because there were at least 7 or 8, but he only hung 4 of them. Most notably, Alistair and Ollie. Like, Alistair had to go. There was no way you could not kill him for this. You had to. Though I still would have loved to see the look on his face when he saw the army of the dead marching on the wall. Now we'll never get to see that. But we did get to see his face after being hung. That was pretty cool. But his final line to Jon, like, I made my choice. I believe it was the right one, and I do it again. And I'm gonna die. And I'm gonna rest. You're gonna be fighting forever. And you can tell those words really hit home with Jon. I think if he hadn't said that, I'm not sure if he would have made his final decision if Alistair hadn't said that right then. But then Ollie said nothing, just stared at him as defiantly as he could. A lot of people hate Ollie, but the thing is, he was an impressionable kid, and Jon Snow had plenty of opportunities. Even Sam had opportunities too. When Jon Snow was gone, they both had plenty of opportunities to simply just like shove this guy against the wall, get in his face, and say, "Dude, yeah, I know the wildlings killed your family, but you know what Roose Bolton did to my family, and you know what I did? I still sent him a fucking letter for help because this is bigger than my family. It's bigger than your family. It's the whole fucking continent. It's even bigger than the fucking northern family. It's bigger, the whole fucking every family on the continent's gonna end up like our families if the White Walkers fucking breach the wall. So I did what I had to fucking do, and he never just. Jon Snow should have just. No one gave him a stern talking to, at least from his side. And because they didn't, Alistair was able to do it, and he got his claws into him, and that's why Ollie turned. So I actually feel some empathy towards Ollie. But at the same time, you really couldn't let him live either. So Jon Snow did what he had to do. But also, what Alistair just said, combined with that last look into Ollie's dead, slightly bulging out eyes, you can tell that just the fact that he was supposed to train that kid to train him to be a good man of the Night's Watch, and he failed. That also hit home, and that's also probably led to his decision. So yeah, Jon just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. Just gives his cloak to Ed and says, yeah, you got the castle. My watch is ended because I'm dead. I died, so upon my death, my watch is ended. Like he just it looks like he's just given up. Like he doesn't really care about anything anymore. I'm sure that's going to change at some point in the future. But right now, he's just like, he just wants to get the hell away from it all. It does not look like he's heading towards Winterfell, though. It looks like he just wanted to just go off on his own somewhere, anywhere, and just be alone, away from people. That's what it seemed like to me. So I hope we won't get too many episodes of him brooding over this, because some bad shit's going down. And at this point, nobody's going to fucking help Wall until they get back in control of Winterfell, so he's going to have to help his family. I really hope that him and Sansa don't not reunite, because I'm really getting... I understand that's a constant theme of characters just missing being reunited. But I really, at this point, come on. Remember, we only got like two seasons after this, both of which may be shortened. So we really gotta move things along. So I really hope it really was him in that footage we saw in the first trailer of him fighting in that battle up over Winterfell. Now we can see him and Sansa try to save. Well, I'll get to that. So yeah, Osha and Rickard, they have been captured. Well, they were with the Umbers because that's what happened. That's what happened when Bran went over across the wall. He told Rickard and Asha, wherever her name is, to go to the Umbers' place. I forget the name of their castle, but they're a family known for being loyal to the Starks. Remember that the father, old John Umber, was the guy who got his fingers chewed off by Robb's direwolf in season 1, and we never really saw him again after season 1. I know in the books he died in the Red Wedding, so. But he wasn't at the Red Wedding in the show, so he just died from old age. I don't know. They're not really made it clear. But now his son is apparently siding with Ramsay, along with the Call Starks. A lot of people are saying that this is a trick. Because they just want to trick the Boltons. And to believe. Remember, he doesn't even kneel or kiss Ramsay's ring. Because yeah, your father did to Robb, and look, you know how that ended. We're not. And your father was a fucking cunt. I'm not gonna. I know which way the wind's blowing, but at the same time, don't expect to fucking like it or even act like I like it. It might be a trick, but if they're really loyal to the Starks, I don't see why they'd risk Rickard, pretty much the last known heir to Winterfell, at least as far as the Starks are concerned. Unless, of course, they still don't give a shit about the Starks, but they're still playing things for their own end. I mean, we've seen so many people like Ramsay and the phrase pull fast ones on characters we like. I like to see characters we like pull a fast one on somebody else. We haven't really seen that since that season 2 with Tyrion, when he rooted out Pycelle as Cersei's spy. That was funny. That was awesome. But I'd like to see some characters we like do that again, because I'm sick and tired of seeing characters we just like doing it, and characters we like just falling for it time and time again. So it'd be nice to see the tables turned. But yeah, apparently Shaggy Dog the Direwolf is dead, although that wolf head wasn't very convincing looking. But then again, Ramsay is a hunter, so it's possible that in canon it is actually the head in canon, the head of Shaggy Dog. So I thought they could have done better to make it look better. But actually, I'm liking small John Umber, despite the fact that he apparently betrayed the Starks. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think that he's on the side of the Starks. Even if he is trying to pull a fast one on the Boltons, I doubt he would have risked Rickard's life like that, unless but we'll see what happens. The nanny is now with the Dosh Khaleen. I think that's how you pronounce it. With all the widows of dead Khals. And she's trying to be kind of an arrogant, because, yeah, to be fair, she's done way more than any of them have. So you gotta give her credit for that. At the same time, they're kind of pissed at her for not because tradition, she's supposed to go to the Dosh Khaleen the second Khal Drogo died, and that was a few years ago. So they have to decide whether or not they kill her or not. But we already know what's going to happen. We've already at some point, so we'll see how long they'll drag this storyline out. Arya now has her sight back, just when she was getting good at being Daredevil, at unlocking her inner Matt Murdock. She gets her sight back. And I'm sorry, I still don't believe she's no one. I don't get how the Jack, whatever the hell his name is, and the way she still. Every time especially she hesitated before she said no one. She hesitated. So she's not no one. She's still Arya Stark. Now again, whether or not she's gonna totally embrace being no one, or whether or not she'll just end up escaping, just saying fuck this. I love thanks for your teaching, but this isn't me. I'm gonna go use it to get revenge, which is what I want to do in the first place. Because remember, Jaqen Nagar, again, that's an alias, but the faceless man she met in season 2 said, "Yeah, you want to get revenge? Go ahead and become a faceless person, and we'll help you." That's pretty much what he said, and now that's a contradiction, because apparently you're not supposed to, when you're a faceless person, you're not supposed to kill someone you know, or at least have a personal grudge against. But anyway. In Marine, we finally get to see that bitch who who entrapped all those Unsullied and got them killed in the last season. Though at least we humanize her a bit. I mean, it is Mother's Day, so we don't find out she's a mother. She's got an asthmatic little boy, and Virus pretty much gives her a bunch of silver and lets her go on her own way in exchange for information. But of course, we find out that the Sons of Larpy being sponsored or financed by pretty much all the old masters back in Marine. Sorry, I mean not Marine, and back in Yunkai and Astonpor and in Volantis. I really want Danny to set sail to Westeros by the end of this race, end of the season, but I don't see that happening at this point. Especially now with the ship's gone, they got all this shit they got to deal with. Plus, she doesn't have. They need the Unsullied there. And even with the Dothraki army, she's gonna need more than that. She's gonna need a bunch. She's probably gonna need the Unsullied with her too, because they're better at open. Like there's certain things they're probably better at, like siege warfare. The Dothraki are good open field. She's gonna need. And why the hell isn't Tyrion training like small folk to be like a militia or at least a city guard or something like that instead of just relying on the Unsullied? Because they need to train more people to know how to fight. More people who are more of the free slaves who are loyal to Dan. Although maybe because they're concerned, a lot of people are kind of turning on Dany because she feels like she abandoned him. And still haven't seen the that red woman, that other red woman. The Red Priestess, because we know that she's coming at some point. We know the Lord of the Light people are there in the city. But it was cool watching Varys work his magic. It was really fun seeing Tyrion interact with Missandei and Grey Worm in that awkward moment while they were waiting for Varys to finish working his magic and come back to the I guess their version of a small council meeting. And Missandei is still really hot. I like the fact that apparently this skimpy dress is her canon default outfit that she's going to wear at all times from now on. I have no complaints about that. It was nice reminding us about that little game that Tyrion played with Bronn and Shae back in season 1 that he apparently came up with himself. And nice calling back to that. I really wish we would actually like to see him play it with those two, but they don't drink, so it wouldn't have worked. King's Landing. Yeah, we finally get to see all of Varys' little birds. And we also see that Qyburn now has them. And, yeah, that's not good. I mean, he's no pedophile, but at the same time, I would not put it past him to use at least a few of them for some experiments at some point in the future. So I'm a little worried about that. Although, who knows? If it turned out he was a pedophile, I wouldn't put it past him. And it certainly wouldn't be too dark territory to go to for this show at this point. So yeah, like Jaime wants the mountain. They finally acknowledge it is the mountain. They're not Sir Robert Strong. It's still the mountain. It's still Gregor Clegane, although a very meta, almost zombie-like version of him that's even stronger apparently. But of course Jaime wants to storm the whole Temple of Baelor, whatever it's called. The Sept of Baelor, yeah, that's what it's called. Just kill that fanatic, crazy son of a bitch, High Sparrow, who I still believe does mean well. He's just a fanatic, dangerous fanatic. But I'm still I don't know. It's weird, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, Jimmy just literally says, yeah, we'll just go over and crush the High Sparrow's head with like a fucking melon. They're more acknowledgement to what happened to Oberyn. Everyone knows that now. Like you don't want to fuck with that. Fuck with the mountain. It was nice seeing Cersei back as the old queen bitch we know she is. The whole little speech about making sure that Qyburn gets all the little birds all across Westeros and make sure she knows about every enemy they have and every people want to exploit their losses and that she just says it in such a evil bitch way. Yeah, Cersei's back. Tommen appears to get some balls. For about 30 seconds until High Sparrow seems to talk him down again. Some say this might be a ploy by Cersei that she deliberately wanted him to like go in there and make it seem like the High Sparrow manipulates him, but it's actually not. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think Tommen's just too weak-willed, which is a shame, really, because he's not as innocent as Marcello, but he's the one Baratheon / Lannister, because technically he's Lannister, but who actually has potential to aside from Tyrion, to make their family not so good, not so bad anymore, to improve their family and actually become like a decent, honorable king. But he's probably not going to, because he's just too much of a mama's boy, really, for lack of a better term, and too much of a wuss to really stand up to anybody, at least not for long. Yeah, I still believe the High Sparrow really does care, not care. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Care about people, care about Westeros, and care about the gods, and he's just dangerously fanatical. Like, and the thing is, at least compared to, if you really think about it, his motivations seem more true than the Lannisters. Lannisters just only care about themselves. Even Jaime right now has kind of become kind of an asshole now because he's back with Cersei and things with her. Despite everything else, things with her can be going well. Same time, I don't know. So you really can't root for either of them because, I still believe that Ty Spreadley actually does legitimately mean well, even if he is a crazy religious zealot, however you say it. But Cersei and Jaime and the Mountains attempt to crash the small council meeting with their uncle Kevin and Mace Tyrell and the Queen of Thorns. And Pycelle was funny. Pycelle trying to talk shit about the Mountain, then realizing he was there, and then apparently shitting his pants. Because like everyone else, he remembers over in Martell. I still can't wait to see Zombie Mountain be totally unleashed. A bunch of slaughter, a bunch of guys. It's gonna be fun to see. But yeah, I love how like Cersei's like yeah, you can't make us leave. Then Kevin's like, yeah, you can't make us leave either. And we all go in another room. I mean, the thing is, as much as I hate Cersei, I think she actually has a point. Like, she's the only one acknowledging like a lot of the issues. Well, I'm sure they're probably talking about issues too, but like, they really right now they got bigger problems than each other's grudges, and Kevin's underestimating them. So I don't know. Like, I think they should be They should be at least trying to work together. Because yeah, Cersei's a bitch, but he's even like, yeah, we need to work together right now. We need to sit down and talk about this, and then we'll worry about our old grudges later. They're just kind of like being. I mean, I understand why, but that's gonna come back to bite him, I think. And Cersei's not gonna forget this. She's really getting pissed at people just dismissing her like that. Finally, the thing we've all been waiting for, the Tower of Joy flashback. Something that I think should have been hinted at more. Supposedly it was hinted at a little bit in the first season, but obviously it was a big whole chapter, almost a whole chapter devoted to it in the books, with Ned having a flashback to it. But back in the first book, but like I feel like there should be at least more hints at it because this is a huge event that happened like in the aftermath of Robert's Rebellion. We got to see Ned, young Ned. I'm not sure the actor who plays him, but I swear I've seen him before. And Mira and Jojen's father, what's his name, and 5 other good men take on the two of the last remaining Targaryen Kingsguard, aside from Barristan Selmy, who was knocked unconscious at the Trident. But Arthur Dayne, Sword of the Morning, apparently the greatest swordsman in the history of Westeros, at least at the time. But yeah, that whole 6-on-2 fight was pretty badass. Some people were saying it's the greatest fight ever. I still believe that the fight with between Jon and that Thin and Watchers on the Wall back in season 4 was probably the best fight, even if that fight didn't last long enough. And in a kind of overly cliche way, I still think it's the best fight we've seen on the show. But this is still a pretty awesome fight, one of the better ones. Really well choreographed. I still think there's a few moments where they could have, like one of the 6 guys surrounding, or one of the 4 guys surrounding Dane could have got a shot at him. But I have the same way with Brienne's fight earlier in this season. But I don't know, it's still an awesome scene. Go see Dane two-wheels and kick some ass. And I wish it had gone on longer. If it had gone on longer, I probably would have said, yeah, it's just the best fight scene on the show. But I think we should have gone on longer. But right when Ned goes up to the tower to find what is fairly obviously his sister giving birth to, is it Jon Snow? We don't know. Probably at this point. Did not like the cock tease right there. They're dragging it out. I mean, I understand that the Blood Raven thinks that you shouldn't be in there too long, especially since Bran's not going to be going in that tree when Blood Raven dies. At least that's not till later. Anyway, he's going to be leaving the tree. He's going to be doing some shit for the realm, probably protecting him from the White Walkers. So he needs to learn to not be dependent on the past. The past is already written. The ink is dry, as from the trailers. So I don't really see what the harm would have been, just to let him know now. But still, it's cool. Apparently that he can still actually communicate with people in the past to some extent. When he tried to call out his father's name, and his father turned around for like a brief second. But yeah, I do like the fact that Jon Snow is definitely a changed man. Like, he's not like people say he'd come back very different, but I don't think he's that different. He's basically like a traumatic experience without killing you would still change a person. So it's kind of like that. So he still feels like Jon Snow, but at the same time he is a changed man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm told he's gonna be a little bit more like scared to die from this point on because he doesn't want to go back to that blackness if he can help it. But looking forward to seeing more. This is a really good episode, probably definitely as good as the last episode, if not better. And can't wait to see more. I will see you guys next week.